welcome people of the World Wide Web. So this is Christmas Cypher Sigma Toys, and we've had a toy turn up. So it is a very interesting story, as the thumbnail will say. So this figure does not come complete. This figure should come in 3 parts. I knew this wasn't hidden. The seller was very transparent. They listed it for £20. They said they were open to offers. I think there were 7 people who liked it on Vinted. I ummed and ahed, and I was like, do you know what? I think I could probably have a go at repairing that. So what I've done is I gave them an offer of, I think, £16–17. So just over 20 quid, I got this figure. The last one that sold on eBay was £60, in quite good condition. Obviously, I don't know. Overall, there's a lot of black bags in here. So it looks like, yeah, someone's folded it, put it in a black sack, and then folded it, overfolded it, overfolded it, overfolded it, if that is it. So basically folded it and folded it and folded it to keep it in. It's better that it's not the most pristine way to send a figure. And then they're black, and then you've got this black tape of it. So let's remove this. So there we are. So what this is a, I believe it's Space Patrol Street Shark. So I think it's Ripster. I think that's the one he has. So he has a few little issues on his teeth. That's fine. He has this kind of cybernetic eye, which is really cool. And then obviously his human eye. As you can tell, the issues are his hands. Then on the back, we have a little bit of damage here, which is a little bit hard to see. The person did send me all the pictures, and it didn't look too bad. And then the feet are all clear. So they said that these are his hands. So this is, the fin should sit there. It's got all right. And then he has his weapon, which I believe should open like that. So jaw ones. I do have the hammerhead jabs. Got a little bit of this stain there. They said you can kind of glue it back. And then he's got his cybernetic hand. I'm not sure if he comes with another weapon. I couldn't see anything. And what they've said is that you pop them in, and then they kind of pop out. Now, and he says you need to glue it. Now, it looks like someone has tried to glue these figures, as you can kind of see there. Well, there's a bit of a spider then. Okay, so what there actually is really hard. So this lug there will go into this joint, and then I think it twists around. Now, what I've looked is that this has been a common problem with these, that they do pop out. I mean, because there is glue, I'm going to clean all of that out, and then basically I'm going to drop the figure. But after I've dropped the figure, I'm going to warm this section up, because this is rubber, and see if I can pop in these recesses. So if I can show it there, you see it's got this section. So this section should sit within a recess within the body. And then what that should do is, well, I don't know if it's then glued on it. I mean, it could be that it pops in and then is glued in place. The outside is glued in place. The fins and then the hands move, possibly, but this one, I don't know, that one still moves as well. So maybe this black section is the thing that's actually glues it in place. I say, got to clean it up because there is flake and stuff coming off of it. But to be honest, I think this will actually work quite well. I mean, if I can get a clean enough space and a good glue, I should be able to pop this back in. As I say, they go for, like I say, 60 quid plus postage. You can tell that obviously you need to kind of pop this into. Oh, let's actually, that looked like it was starting to go in. Maybe you might need to add a bit of leverage leverage with a little screwdriver or something to get it all properly popped in. But I think I can probably reattach it, and we shall see. And like magic, we are back. So yeah, kind of a longer video than I expected to do for this this one. But as I did a bit overnight, so I filmed the major part of this video yesterday, and then I kind of went away. So as you may know, obviously the arms wouldn't fit into it, so I was trying to use like little screwdrivers, and I had a little pliers. I was trying to stretch the plastic apart and squeeze it in, and nothing was working. I then went back to fundamentals. Anybody who knows figures, who limbs that pop out and stuff, there's two ways to do it. You can heat it up, so if you get very stiff joints, so you will find them on new figures sometimes when they're put together and spray painted or painted, the paint can seep between the seams, and obviously it sticks them and basically it locks them up. And obviously if you heat them, the paint becomes durable and you can move the joints, and that way you won't have snapped limbs. The same way, because when you're heating up the plastic, it becomes malleable. Now with a hairdryer, it's kind of hit and miss. The more reliable way, even though I use hairdryer for drying limbs, is if you want is hot water. So not scalding water, not like you say if you boiled a kettle, not like that. Essentially, if you boiled a kettle and then put a load of cold water into it, so it's warm, or like if you were doing the washing up, any of you who do the washing up, you're heating up when it's starting to get not scalding hot like your hands, that's it. So what I did the figure is I put it in there for a minute or two, times varied, then I pulled it out. I tried the pliers because it was more malleable, and it was still, because of how bulky the arms were, to split it apart and try and pop the joints in, it didn't work. So after a little while, what I decided to do was, of having as malleable it is, of the back and the arm section here, so the torso section, apologies, I've hit my mic, you can almost literally fold. So say it's like that, I literally could fold the joint. So say the hole is here, or what's it, then basically you could fold it on itself, a bit like kind of a taco, so to speak, folding it in on itself. So if the hole is here, when you folded it and pushed it together, you kind of opened up the edges, and then you would just put the arm in it and let go, and it would pop on. And I managed to do that with both arms, and lo and behold, here he is. Now, this arm is very stiff because the joint in it is there. This should be glued. Now, this kind of fixed in place. This one is a little loose. I'm not going to glue it. I didn't want to screw around with gluing it. And the arm is a little loose because of obviously just how heavy the part is, obviously like that. But the method really, really worked. Very, very easy. Now, because when you are putting this figure into warm water, once these limbs are in, I left it alone, let it cool down. I just let it cool down at room temperature. When you are putting extreme hot and colds on plastics, it can then make them brittle, and I didn't want to do that too much. So what I did is I popped the limbs in, I made sure they turned and were kind of located correctly, and then I just sat it down and I didn't touch it for like 12 hours. So you can now see a complete, so for 20 quid, so you may have seen the eBay listing was like 60, so basically 40 quid cheaper, I have a complete figure. Looking at the box, I don't think it comes with any other figures. Now, as I kind of stated, like you can see on his teeth a little bit, there are a little bit of paint missing. On his back there, he does have some paint, unfortunately, missing or damaged. On his leg, you can see there is a little bit missing there, and also on his arm, and on the back of his. So he is in play battle damage, but that's fine. Also, when you see he has this device, so you see it has these sharp teeth that run across there, perfectly aligned. What I missed is you will see two of the teeth are actually broken. So when he opens up the jaws, you can see that obviously two of them are missing. It doesn't really affect it that much. But yeah, as far as I can see, this is the complete figure. So I'll do this one. So obviously still does his jaw action. So there was 3 of Lee's Street Shark. So I now have 2. Jabs is just missing the jaws and his axe. I'm not fussed about his axe, but it's good to get his jaws. And then I think this is, I want to say this is Streets. I thought it was Ripster, but I think Ripster is the other one with the big claw hand. And then there is a bad guy. And then I have these. And to be honest, when looking for it, I have quite a lot of the Street Shark main set. I'm missing bits with them. I'm not fussed like Moby Dick's hat. There is two bad guys, so the lobster and the drill nose guy. They're the two I'm kind of after. And then for me, that Street Shark's kind of put to bed besides this. But really good to have it. And I say there are no methods that explain about popping the arms in. So hopefully people who have Street Sharks will find this useful and knowledge. Obviously, you can see how spongy they are, and obviously isn't affected the back at all from me bending it and twisting it. But just go to show, I found a bargain. It was, 20 quid plus postage and fees. They wanted offers. I took a gamble on it, but was able to, a little bit of resilience, fix the figure up, and there, you couldn't tell any difference. And if the seller obviously had realised this, for probably about half an hour's work, probably not even that, I mean, they could have got 2-3 times the price of this. Their loss is my gain. They were happy it went to a good home. I did send them a picture yesterday to show them what it looked like in the complete form, and they were very happy that it went to a good home. So there we go. So that has been my pickup. Are you a fan of this line of Street Sharks, the later line? Do you have them? Well, I think there is another line on top of this that are really hard, but I'm not fussed about them. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. I've been Chris from Cypher Sigma Toys. Almost went to, if you haven't, click that like button and subscribe button already, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.